you this disclaimer. This role play is for a class assignment and is not a real counseling session. So, what brings you in today?
Well, I think my dad is not faithful to my mom.
And why do you feel your dad is not faithful to your mom? How did you discover this?
Because, like, every time I come around him, he hides his phone and stuff like that and asks to take pictures and stuff on his phone. And he doesn't want to give it to me, like, he has something to hide and stuff.
Okay. Have you seen him maybe with another woman or involved with somebody else or maybe too friendly with anyone before?
I've seen him on Facebook one time. He's always on Facebook. That's the only social media he has. He has a lot of women on there.
Hmm.
So I felt like, sometimes when he gets those Facebook messages and stuff
Hmm.
like that, that he maybe some type of love.
Okay. So how does that make you feel? Has that affected you in any way?
Yeah, because, my mom is such a good person. And, she's been through a whole lot. And, all she needs is somebody to help her ride through. And,
Hmm.
she has her kids and stuff, but it's nothing like, God giving you a significant other. And,
Hmm.
in the Bible, it says not to commit adultery. So it don't matter if they sleep with each other or not. Cheating, lying, is the same thing at the end of the day.
Okay. So you feel like the fact that he's doing these things, it doesn't matter, like you said, if he's having sexual relations with another person or not. It's the fact that he's not involved with your mom and he's not giving your mom the same energy as if he's giving someone else. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, because, like, he supposedly, works
Hmm.
from 6 in the morning till, 7 sometimes, and I don't understand that. But, when he does come, he comes home, he doesn't really sleep in the same bed as my mom. He's off, in his room on his phone doing what he gotta do,
Hmm.
or watching TV and stuff like that, and my mom's in her room, by herself. That's not what a marriage is for. A marriage is supposed to be a big bed. It's supposed to be for him and her, not just her. And
Hmm.
he sleeps off on the couch like it's okay, and I don't see why he does that.
Okay. So have you talked to either of your parents about this? Have you talked to your mother about what you think you've seen or how you feel about how they're kind of separated in a sense since they're not really together most of the time? Have you talked to your mother about that?
No, but one time I remember I was going to one of my friend's house, and I needed my phone was dead, and I needed to go to use the maps to get
Mm-hmm.
to her house because I didn't know where the house was in
Mm-hmm.
Mark, and I had the GPS with me, and I got it was some message I got up on his phone,
Mm-hmm.
and it was some number, and it said, "Are you there?" with a question mark. So I looked, and I don't know where my mom was this day, but I had looked in
Mm-hmm.
his phone, and he said, "Is your mother there?" And then she said, "Yes, she is." And so I was just thinking, like, what? I know this not my dad doing this. And
So
so,
your dad was sending text messages to another woman, and the woman was basically, I'm trying to clarify, the woman was basically asking, is is his wife there?
yeah.
But you said your mother, so he's basically saying, is your wife there? And then you kind of was, were you in shock about this? Like, is this hard to digest? Have you, because you're not used to seeing your dad in this light? Like,
Hmm.
walk me through that process. Like, how, like, what do you feel like through your emotions going through something like this? Because this isn't something you're used to, right?
No, because I wouldn't think my dad would do something like that. And it was like a couple of years ago I seen it, and I just thought, maybe I would have seen stuff. Maybe it
Hmm.
wasn't that.
You didn't think anything to it.
Yeah, and then when I opened the message and I was reading it, I started getting a little teary eyed, and I felt like I didn't even want to go to my friend's house no more because I don't want to put on this front and something hurt me deep inside.
Hmm.
So I looked and I was like, I know this ain't my daddy doing this. Like, come on now, like they've been married for so long and he's doing this over social media
Hmm.
like that. They come on, that don't make no sense. Mama cooks, cleans, you know, sacrifices a lot for the children
Hmm.
she has, and for him, and she does a lot for him. In
Hmm.
the fact that he does this, it's like doesn't make no sense. But the text messages, it basically said, she said, "Where are you?" And he said, "Is your mother there?"
Mm-hmm.
And everything. And I was just like, I don't know if the messages are still there. I could care less, to be honest, because but I
Mm-hmm.
just don't like it. I think it's dumb.
Right. So have you talked to your dad about any other things you just spoke to me about, or have you kind of left it alone, or have you like picked at certain areas to talk about, or have you not just talked about anything?
I left it alone because I don't want to make it look like I'm crazy. Because if I go to my mama and be like, Mama, I've seen some. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want there to be like, oh, she's just doing this because she don't like her dad or something like that. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to be like that. But I seen what I seen, and maybe I think my mama and dad are so close, and we're also close with the family and how he thinks and she thinks. I don't think they would have believed me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just didn't say anything.
Okay. So has it really affected the relationship between you and your dad? Do you feel like the sense what's going on is coming in between y'all, or do you feel like you just put on a front and you still kind of okay about everything, or or does he kind of feel like something you sense something's going on?
I I put a front on like it's okay because I don't want to make it look like I was going all in his business. But I put a front on and act like everything's okay. But when it's just me and him alone, I don't give him no time of day. I don't care for him. But when we're around the family, I just gotta put that front on.
So this whole situation, you see your mom what she's going through, you see what your dad's doing. You said it affected you. Do you feel like it's affected you like just your emotions, or do you feel like it's affecting you academically or physically? How do you feel like it's affecting you? Do you feel like it's just your emotions because you said you were crying, or do you feel like it could be affecting you in your school? Well, how else is it affecting you, if any?
It's affecting me, in school because everybody talks about their parents and stuff, and then I talk about mine. And there's not that much I can say because I don't want to lie and be like, we the
Right.
perfect family, even though I really know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it it kind of hurts me emotionally, kind of sometimes physically too, because we go places. I don't want to make it look like I don't know. It's just a lot.
Because it seems like you trying to do what's best for the family, but at the same time could put us putting a front up, but at the same time it's like deep down inside you know what's going on, so it's like you're in a hard place because you want everything to be right, but everything's not right, and that's
Yeah.
why you're feeling that way, and it seems like you're stuck in a tough situation. So how do you think you can move forward? Do you think you can move forward from this?
I mean, I can't even see my dad the same because he comes home and he puts on this smile like everything's all right, but when he knows what he's doing deep down inside, that don't make no sense. Like, how can you really do that and put on a show? Like, that don't even make sense. You can come home and act like everything's okay, but then you doing what you're doing down low, and you've been married for how long? That's disgusting. That's
Mm-hmm.
nasty. You don't do that. You don't matter what the situation may be. You and your wife could be going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You still don't cheat. That don't make no sense.
So I'm gonna ask you this: if somebody else came to you, like a friend or a family member, like a cousin, came to you and they were feeling some type of way because they witnessed their parents going through something similar with what you're going through, what advice do you think that you would give them, or what do you think they should do to get through this? What advice would you give somebody else?
I don't know, cause I'm the type of person, I don't want to make it look like I'm in the bad. I'm in a, I don't want to, what you gonna call it, feel bad. I don't want people feeling sorry for me. So I like helping others before they help me. So if they going through it, I'm not gonna say I've been through it, cause I don't want them to make it look like I'm
Hmm.
lying or something. So I'll help them, tell them to pray, tell them to do what's right. But at the end of the day, that's still their parents and stuff.
Hmm.
But I mean, that's another nerve you hit
Hmm.
when it's your father doing stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Right. So you said you would tell them to do whatever right,
Hmm.
and what would be the right thing to do? What do you think?
The right thing to do is pray,
Hmm.
and see what God think, and then like just go into like when he's by your dad's by himself, just talk to him and just tell him what you seen, and then
Hmm.
from there tell the person's dad to break it down to the wife what he's doing.
Hmm.
Cause going around and lying is gonna weigh his heart and he's gonna get caught up some type of way anyway.
Right. So have you been praying about it, or you kind of been too full of emotions to think about praying, or where are you at?
I'm always praying, but
Mm-hmm.
God knows what
Mm-hmm.
He sees before I can tell Him. So I mean, I don't know. It's just a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking at, your emotions and your body expressions, and you do feel like, it does feel like to me, you're consumed. And it's like you're in a hard place because you love, like I said, you love your family, you love your parents. You just want everybody to be happy. You want everybody to do right because they know right from wrong. And then, when you get married, it's not like you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You take that vow and you stand in front of God and everybody you
Yeah,
love, and you say, I do. You say the things that you're going to do and the things that you're not going to do. So you make that vow in front of God. And I think a lot of people, you know, they may not realize what's the word? The deepness behind those vows. You got to take them seriously because you're not just honoring the person in front of you and respecting them, but when you disrespect them, you're disrespecting God
God,
in the
yeah.
same sense. So, does your dad attend church or does he not attend church, or where is he at? Does he know God?
He definitely, he's grown up with a lot of people, grown up in that heavenly tents and stuff
Hmm.
like that. He doesn't really go to church like he's supposed to. Like if the family goes to church, he'll just, say, I'll listen to it later. You know, I feel like he puts God second sometimes, and then puts himself first. But then sometimes I feel like he's just holding back from going because he knows it's right. But I don't know, but you should never put God second. You should
Right.
always put Him first. But
So, do you feel like he does know God, or
uh-huh.
do you feel like his lack of not going to church and not putting God first has a lot to do with kind of what he's doing now? Is that kind of, I'm trying to make sure, is
Yeah,
that what you're saying? So, do you feel like if he was to attend church more, he would have a better sense of what to do and not what to do, even though he knows what to do and not what to do? It's just like God has a way of really opening people's eyes and really showing people, you're not supposed to do this because of this. God has every explanation for everything that somebody does, kind of thing, or understanding. So, do you feel like if he were to know the Bible a little bit more and to walk that path for God, do you think there'll be a better outcome as far as what he's doing, or do you feel like the outcome will be different?
I think how come if he goes to church and he hears people talking because I know there's a lot of preachers that talk about marriage a lot.
Hmm.
So I feel like he'll start getting guilty, and then he gonna come out and say because he know he in the wrong.
So, if he were to come out and say everything that he's done to your mom, or even anything else that he feel he may be guilty about, how do you think that's going to play? How do you think that's going to go?
Like he repeat that again.
Like if after he attends church, you said he'll be feeling guilty and express how he feels and what he did as far as to your mom, stepping out of their marriage. Do you feel like if he steps out, do you feel like that'll make things better? If he explains everything that's going on, do you feel like that'll make things a little bit better that he expressed himself, or do you think it'll make everything just go down and be worse?
It's 50-50, I think, because if he comes out either way, if he's expressing himself, then if he's expressing himself, my mom would be like, "I'm glad you told me,"
Hmm.
and then I would feel bad because I would be like, "I know the whole time,
Right.
but I don't want to be like, I didn't want to mess y'all up."
Okay.
Even though he put himself in that position,
Hmm.
he's gonna it's gonna be 50-50. He's gonna get a bad sense of he came out, he basically apologized and did what he had to do, but at the same time he knew what he was doing. He a grown man. He know exactly what he doing.
Hmm.
So he know he in the wrong either way, but he's come with him stepping out and being clean about it. That just puts him another step forward to God.
Okay, goes into my next question. I was gonna say, do you think when he comes clean, do you think it's a possibility he will start going to church more and feel better about himself? What do you think as far as that?
It reminds me of that movie War Room, with
Hmm.
that lady, the wife, he was cheating on her and then she was just praying, praying
Hmm.
and praying and God, let the man show the signs of
Right.
the wife going through struggles and him having affairs and stuff like that, and at the end of the day he came clean and she was happy he came clean and he got on his knees and she seen that and he
Mhm.
just started praying. That's what my dad needs to do. He needs to get on his
Mhm.
knees and he needs to find himself before he tries to get himself into any of things.
Mhm.
Find himself where he is with God, and when he finds that, then start coming out, crawling and telling my mama where he's at, and that he did do wrong. But everybody makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, he still know what he did. And
Mhm.
from being a child, I can't never forget that.
Right.
But I can forgive him.
Mhm.
God says forgive and forget. So I mean, he said forgive, but don't forget.
Mhm.
So I'm always forgiving, but at the end of the day, I could never look at him the same way.
Okay. So, have you thought about possibly, all that stuff happens and you're moving forward? Do you think you could probably instill in him or talk to him about going to church? Say, hey, Dad, maybe we could go to church together, or maybe you can come to church with us. It really means a lot to me. Do you think he'll start coming around and coming to church?
He wouldn't listen to me. He wouldn't. He listens to himself before he listens to me. So probably maybe see a Facebook post, see something may happen to him physically, and then he thinks he needs to pray about it. He's those type of people. He has to have been physically shown a sign that like God got to sit him down and maybe break his foot or something for
Mm.
him to like
Really realize.
yeah, really realize, I need to pray, and then we start praying and seeing what God does for him. That's when he's gonna start to realize he needs God, and that's when he's gonna pray, and things are God's gonna show you that you need Him.
Mm-hmm.
So He may hurt your foot, then you start losing friends, losing family, going through losing your job, stuff like that. To
Mm-hmm.
really show him that he needs to be a man and listen to what God told him to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I really feel like but you shouldn't go through all of that. If you grew up in a Christian home and a Christian base, you shouldn't put that front on. You should always put God first,
Right.
and always, his mom was a big Christian woman, always went to church.
Mm-hmm.
His family was always in church, but they will always drag him to go to church, even when
Mm-hmm.
she still was here, even though she passed away, rest in peace. But he still got to keep the legacy going, because he got to do what makes him proud, his mama proud, and his family proud.
Right.
He can't keep, and most importantly, do what makes God proud too. Because at the end of the day, he gonna get reward points, blessings, and everything.
Mm-hmm. And then I remember you mentioning previously when we talked about how it affected you. So do you think after your dad comes clean and all that stuff, and y'all are kind of moving forward, do you think you feel better about as far as how you are academically? Do you think you'll improve academically? It won't be really taking a toll on you anymore, and on your feelings? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, because I won't be as stressed, because when you got something in your heart that you want to tell somebody, but
Mm-hmm.
you don't wanna see them go through hardness and stuff like that. I think that's gonna get a lot of weight off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I wouldn't be as stressed anymore knowing that my dad tells the truth and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a big part in that.
Okay, so your main point behind this is being truthful, being honest,
Yeah.
and then kind of then going and seeing what comes out after that. But you just want him to be honest, be truthful to himself, be truthful to his wife, be truthful to his family, and also most importantly, like you said earlier, be truthful to God,
Mm-hmm.
and to really mean what you say. Because you could say things all day and say you're going to do this and say you're going to go to church, but it kind of almost doesn't even really matter until you actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do it. You have to stop doing what you're doing. And you said it happened for a couple of years. He's going to have to get out of that habit of going on Facebook and talking to different people and kind of getting the habit and say, hey, I'm married to this one person for a reason, and I took these vows for a reason. I need to feel better as a man and better as a family man and doing what I know I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
Does
right.
that kind of make sense?
Yeah, that's right.
So, what does a marriage mean to you? Like, what is your definition of a marriage?
Marriage is, being faithful
Mm-hmm.
and being to be able to trust each other, loving each other, being real about it, not going behind each other. Don't be going behind people's backs and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. God is a big role in that too. Because,
Mm-hmm.
marriage is when you have God in a relationship, that's how you know the relationship is meant to be.
Okay. Well, I appreciate talking with you today. I'm gonna keep having, future sessions with you to see the progress that's going on, and what's taking place in your life, and what next task you want to go towards. So I'll see you in the next counseling section, and I appreciate you coming in today.
Thanks.